Mm-hmm.
Audio syncing in 3, 2, 1. Audio syncing in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Hello and welcome to another episode of Rolling with Reddit. Some people roll with
advantage.
Some people roll with
inspiration.
Fuck,
You never told me.
Disadvantage.
Why? I don't even have anything to break back here. Some people roll with disadvantage, but today we are rolling through the Reddit forums.
You never heard this intro?
No.
You
We
didn't
didn't even
do
do
it?
it-
You
we
didn't
didn't
do it
even
when
do it
he
last
was on
time.
here?
We have two stories here.
Oh my
Which
God.
one do you guys want to hear first? We have one by I Don't Exist, 1923. And we have another one by Cyberpunk Crusader 01.
Where's the second one?
Cyberpunk Crusader 01.
No, that's the first one. Where's the second one?
I Don't Exist. No.
I feel like going with that one just for that joke. Exactly.
Yeah, I suppose so. I suppose that is the way to do this, isn't it? Title of the story reads, My Kick-Ass Warlock and the Coward That Ruined the Campaign.
Already narcissistic sounding.
But is the coward an NPC or a fellow player? Is a question for me.
This sounds,
That's always the gamble here on Reddit. We never know if we're talking to the asshole or not.
yeah, I was going to say, is this am I the asshole Reddit story?
Maybe. We could vote. or we could
vote
vote
anyway.
for the sake of voting if we wanted to. But let me dive into this a little bit. Here we go.
Say jive into it?
Yeah, let me dive into this a little bit. Hey.
I don't think we're qualified for
No.
jive.
No. What is jive? It's a dance style, right?
Just go. Just go down.
So the story reads, so a year ago, I played a campaign of D&D 5e, and I was a Hexblade Warlock with a Goblin Rogue named Rat and a Soldier Orc we will call Bob, I guess. Okay, so they were a Hexblade Warlock. They don't mention their race or their race, but they were with a Goblin Rogue and a Rat Soldier Orc.
Okay.
No, a Goblin Rogue Rat and a Soldier Orc named Bob.
Okay.
Interesting party already.
Yeah.
And we were tasked with stopping a death march. Find Pointy Hat Fighter Lich video. Find Pointy Hat's Fighter Lich video. Okay, so we're referencing another YouTuber here. Hi, Pointy Hat. I met you at an airport. You were really cool. You're not gonna watch this video, and you don't know who the fuck I am. But I hope I didn't bother you and your friends too much. We decided had to take a boat to get there. So they had to take a boat to get to the Death March stoppy thing. Okay. My DM rolled a random encounter and got a natural 20. So we fought a Kraken.
Hell yeah.
No, not hell yeah. Not hell yeah at all. This was a very my character is not that important, so I don't care campaign, so this was fine.
Okay.
Okay. And
Contrary to their title.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was like, okay. Go on.
Interesting. We're already finding the contradictions. And as soon as the battle begins, Bob kills himself because the fight was unwinnable.
What the hell?
And Rat was soon eaten and killed, leaving me, the Warlock, alone to fight. Is he gonna say that Bob is the coward?
For killing himself? For offing himself here?
Maybe?
Hey, is that an option in the campaign?
No,
Anyway.
you're stuck.
Anytime, it's just
Just holding that possibility over our head.
I know.
become deviant. Just like in Detroit Become Human. Just
Rocks
fighting
fall.
it.
Oh my god. Got hit but survived on 4 hit points and hit him before being swallowed. The DM said that I saw a little bit of outside of the mouth so that he let me cast Misty Step to get out. Okay. But not before I casted Cloud of Daggers in his stomach. That's
Oh,
cool.
that's good.
That's a nice little trick there. And the Kraken said in my mind, you are one of the braver ones. It's not often a humanoid earns my respect. Before he hit me and I died.
Okay.
Okay.
This is starting to feel like, well, you said it was a random encounter that he rolled. Mm-hmm. Okay. Otherwise, I was gonna be like, what if the whole setup was he wanted all of you to die to go into a whole nother thing.
I mean,
It's possible.
it was a nat 20 encounter though, so I mean, it could. This also could be like their third or fourth like round of characters. So
Maybe. But actually maybe not, because this next sentence maybe implies this is their first round. Because it says that this is the point where my DM's secret extra thing came in, where we got a power based on our death.
Oh.
I was revived by the god of Krakens, switching from a Hexblade to a Fathoms Warlock. I also gained the power to use the tentacle attack of a Kraken once per long rest.
Damn.
Rat gained the power of water, gaining water-based spells. And Bob gained the power of Curse of the Coward, where he had disadvantage on all intimidation, performance, and persuasion because he went out like a coward. Now, Bob was not happy and said that it was not fair because it was a Kraken, so we couldn't win. I chimed in saying that he could have tried to fight, and he just yelled, "Well, you got a good power, so shut up." And with that, he stormed off, and we had to cancel the campaign because we now did not have anyone else to play. Was this fair, and should have the DM just gave him a better power?
No. It's a story-based consequence.
yeah, no. Honestly, that's kind of fucking badass idea.
That's such a great starting point for your character. I was cursed to be as a coward because of how I went out, but I through the story find courage.
He just doesn't want to face any sort of difficulty.
Yeah, clearly, since he just when a Kraken showed up.
Yeah, he just needs to go to the Wizard of Oz and he can get courage.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Except the end of that story is it was in him all along. So.
The one thing I will say,
So was his knife.
he shouldn't have given him a better power. I don't think I would have given him as bad of a ability, because he has disadvantage on 3 different skills.
Fair enough.
Which, I mean, given he's a orc soldier, I'm assuming soldier just means fighter.
Yeah.
So the only things that he has disadvantage on that he might actually want to make a strategy out of is like intimidation, for example. But like performance and persuasion, those come into play in other aspects of role playing. I feel like you could have done something a little less savage, but also his reaction to it all was also a little crazy. This is probably one of the situations where no one's directly in the right, but definitely one of those things that I get wanting to jab at a player for not wanting to play the game and just giving up at the first sight of conflict.
Man, that's tough.
Yeah, we have some top comments here though. What the fucking. This one, okay, don't get confused, Christabel. This one is by Nobody7713.
I'm still waiting for that.
There are multiple problems here. 1, your GM shouldn't rely on a random encounter table that includes an unwinnably hard fight for your level. 2, Bob should have at least tried to fight. 3, your GM shouldn't have nerfed Bob that hard in response. 4, Bob should have talked through his issues like an adult and not thrown a tantrum. What a top comment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that-
very well
yeah.
summarized
It's-
everything that needed to be said.
It's too bad we never will know who it's by.
Yeah. Just
Oh,
a
it's
blank-
nobody 2578 or something like that.
No, it's Nobody 7713.
Oh.
I really thought you were going to say who just then. I was going to lose my shit. We have another top comment here by
Good,
Rhyme Beat.
comment.
By Rhyme Beat that says, I cannot for the life of me understand what Bob was planning to accomplish by committing suicide. This is D&D. The fighting
Yeah.
part is the fun part. Even if the encounter ended with a TPK, isn't it a lot more fun to try to win than take it as a given that victory is impossible? How long has your DM been doing this? This speaks to a lack of trust in the DM, which generally comes from a relatively new group.
Good question.
You're about to say something.
I was. The only thing I could think of that might, story-wise make sense for him to go out that way is if his character was already a coward. You know, that's just a
Yeah.
character trait, and he
But-
embraces that
But
as
it's an
part of his
orc
character
soldier.
journey. You can be
You can be a
enlisted into the
cowardly
army.
soldier.
Before.
But an orc, though?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's an interesting story. Subverting expectations, Crystal.
I'm sorry, I'm racist. All right?
You have orc stereotypes.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm stereotyping here.
Well, that's the fun part of G&D.
Speaking of
is breaking
stereotypes, I'm sure we're not going to get into any of those this next story by Cyberpunk Crusader 01. Drunk cop threatens to arrest DM.
Oh my god. Like in real life?
Is the cop a player?
Yeah.
You know, we're about to find out.
Okay.
Huh.
I would hope if he's drunk that he's a player and didn't like come to somebody's house already drunk. But you know, this is cops in likely America, so who's to say? The story reads, this happened at a game shop in the city.
Okay.
Generally, I play D&D with a fairly nice community. The DM has been running games for our group, plus other players in the game shop who come in out of games for years now. Okay, so just a generally nice GM who likes running games for people. I love the wholesomeness already winning in this DM versus cop mentality. One of these transit players, as I will refer to him, happened to be a cop. Okay, so the
Okay,
player's
so
a
he
cop.
is a
Was a
player. Yeah.
He had been coming to the game shop for a few months by this point and was chill with the DM. He ended up joining our table and rolling up a drow wizard. Now this guy had a drinking problem and would often show up buzzed, or he would straight up be drinking beer or whiskey, which was technically against the rules, but the employees never really enforced the no alcohol rule. This led to his character being a bit chaotic stupid. Be it him getting involved in edgelord murder hobo antics, missing important information because he's not paying attention or can't pay attention, talking over other players, going on random rants that have nothing to do with the game, etc. Sounds like hell.
Yeah. A nightmare situation, honestly.
Yeah. You don't want someone at your table that you don't know too well who's just always intoxicated. Because how the fuck do you, as a game master, the harbinger of fun to this experience, tackle that issue?
Find out on a YouTube short.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. And also, it's like, it's a public space. Like,
Yeah, it's not even like your house. You can't you can't be like, hey, don't come back.
You can't. You
can't
literally
say that.
cannot say that. It's
Yeah.
not even his establishment. He just came here to bring joy, and this man is like, fuck that.
Wild. The story does go on to say that when he got too drunk, we would just ignore him as much as possible, but he did get himself killed on this one mountain where our group was to cross a chasm. So, okay, having to cross a chasm, too drunk, fell off, died, I assume. He was particularly sloshed that day and decided to use a 3rd level fly spell to cross a big-ass chasm filled with enemy archers and evil birds.
Oh god.
For those of you who are not paying attention, fly, I'm nearly positive, requires concentration.
I can't remember, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm almost certain it does.
But also, like, getting hit out of the sky in general would probably disrupt a spell.
Yeah.
I mean, if I got an arrow through my fucking leg, I think I'd be thinking about the arrow in my fucking leg.
Oh, this got so much worse because apparently we had all previously decided to cross via a cave system. There was 0 chance he was going to make it, and the DM said your character feels the cold, ethereal embrace of death as he considers what he is about to do. If that's not a red flag from a GM, I don't know what the fuck is. It's like you feel death's doorstep staring you down as you consider this. Yeah.
He tried so hard, man.
And then out of game says, are you sure, capital sure, you want to do this?
Buddy.
And he says, yes, let me fly across it, goddammit. Y'all are just pussies. And so he did. DM had him roll acrobatics to see how well he could evade the attacks to avoid an encounter that would almost certainly lead to him falling to his death. He ended up encountering a gang of Aarakocra and rocks. If you guys are familiar with what a rock is, it is a huge-sized bird that I think classifies as a monstrosity in the Monster Vault, but massive, absolutely huge, fucking like vulture bird. And so he encountered the aircockers on the rocks about a third of the way across the chasm, and we were way too far to help him. The encounter was brutal, and he was downed, fell from a height of 4,000 feet, and died instantly. After a few seconds, it finally dawned on him that this wasn't a roll for death saves or wait for the party to heal you type of death. He was dead.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like Baldur's Gate where you have like Revivify scrolls up the wazoo.
Yeah. And even then, you still need somebody there to cast it on you. He said, "What the hell, man? I was going to make it." The DM said, "No, you most certainly would not. Even if you pass that agility check to avoid the encounter, there were several points in which you would have to have pass. It was practically impossible." The player then said, "Oh, I see. You just want to kill me off. And for what? You got a problem with me or something? You do know I'm a cop, right? I could have you arrested, bucko. And trust me, you would not last a day in prison without getting your asshole rearranged."
Jeez. 0 to 100 right there, just...
Oh my god.
The DM then kind of froze, as we all just collectively did.
Yeah.
As this drunk idiot was threatening him like this over a D&D game. Thankfully, one of the other players wasn't having it and said, "Do it then. In fact, take us all down to the station, drunkenly drive your beat-up car down to the police station and explain to your boss that DM is under arrest for a high crime of having pretend birdmen roll dice to kill off your pretend dark elf."
I would actually love to see him explain that to his superior.
OP, I want this man on my Discord. Please send him my link. I need this man on my Discord immediately.
Give that man a gun and a badge now.
You're a brand new moderator for this channel. You can do whatever the hell you want. He then got up and stormed out while cussing DM out and ranting about how stupid the game was and how he was never going to play D&D again. We never did see him back in the store after that.
Cool.
Okay.
Good riddance, honestly.
Good. That's where that story ends.
Yeah, it's a semi-happy ending.
Yeah.
Except that guy's definitely still out there wreaking havoc for somebody.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but we don't like to think about that sequel. We have a couple of top comments here. Again, Christabel, don't get confused.
Oh my god.
This is by my username 2459.
I didn't know you left a comment on there. It's kind of,
Your username is just a number, James?
kind of disingenuous.
I can't have all these authors knowing that I'm saving their things.
It's kind
then
of
they're
disingenuous that you already read the story and commented on it just to get clout.
Fun fact, I actually don't read these ahead of time. I read very small snippets of them and go, that looks good. The top comment by, I guess, me, 2459, is that's probably not the first time he tried to abuse his authority as a police officer. He probably figured he could just make up some charge and then realize that these weren't the typical kind of people in a typical kind of environment that he could just fabricate evidence, blatantly lie, and generally be unaccountable to. And that really pissed him off.
Not to mention, you're literally in a store that is known for putting on these games, probably has security cameras. Like, you have a record of a history with these people.
Yeah.
Don't shit where you sleep.
Yeah. And there's another comment. Oh, shit. Stevenson of Steve Sonia.
Hey! Welcome back, Steve.
Welcome back, Steve Sonia. Where he says, remember, drunk man's words equals sober man's thoughts. Wild.
My exact thoughts. Right
Oh, and then the next top comment is actually by Steve's of Steve Sonia.
Ayo?
Where his next top comment says, you do know I'm a cop, right? I could have you arrested, bucko. Really now? Dispatch, I've arrested a man for murder. Oh God, what happened? I was trying to fly over a chasm as Drow Wizard, and he... Jim? Seriously. lay off the booze, or lay off the bloody booze. It's not funny at this point. Click.
Imagine.
Yeah. On a serious note, you know, if you have alcoholism or PTSD, which this cop might have, might be battling demons, seek help, talk to a friend, reach out.
Yeah.
Not everyone knows your struggles, so
D&D is not actual therapy as much as we like to joke that it is.
Unless you're playing with therapists, then
That's a whole other thing, though.
I'm sure
And
there's a
actually
channel
kind
that
of badass.
exists like
Yeah.
that.
yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, that has been our 2 wild stories. It's so funny that we've run into Steve Stevenson of Steve Sonia. If you guys don't know why that's important, go check out last week's video, because he came up there too. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to check out these stories in the top of the description below. And actually, this is the first video that we've not plugged our sponsor at all. Go check out Misty Mountain Gaming. Use promo code RPG Familiar for 10% off your entire order. Let me show you how well they roll against non Misty Mountain die. This is gonna bite
This
me.
might just be like cut.
Here's a non Misty Mountain roll. That's an 8. Here's a Misty Mountain roll. That's a 12. See, automatically an increase in your stonks. Oh,
You want to try the?
oh yeah, sure.
Latte.
This is the Indian agate gemstone set, as you can see here, very pretty. I could have added this in post, but no.
You probably still can.
Anyway, it's gonna roll much better. Watch this.
What was it?
2.
What was it, James? Is it a nat 20?
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. These dice are really amazing. Take my word for it. Love you guys. Bye-bye.